What's good, guys? Let's get right into this. Alright, so it's 12:39 Central European Time, 14th of November 2025. And we got Adidas. Okay, so we're currently down 2.51% for the day. Yesterday, we closed a trade on Adidas that we took our profit around 160, and the price had come down from 166, 165. So feel free to, well, actually, yeah, let me know what you guys would do right now. Would you buy or sell here? So we got 9 a.m. The price was 162, 162.90. Okay, that's 9 a.m. And at 1200, it was 160.10. Now we're down here at 159.20. So give me a minute to just look at the charts. Just want to see. Oh wow, it's been going down for a minute. Okay, let's take a look. So a few days prior, we had the same price it's at now, 159. So we broke through 159, went up, and then the next price it kind of stabilizes 161, and then we had 163, peaked up again to 166. Now we've broken back down through 163, and then we hovered at 162. Now we've broken back down through there to 160, and now we're back at 159. What are we thinking? So I'm thinking it would go up, but I'm not sure about today right now. I'm wondering if it would go down. Sometimes this is actually call it strategy, but often what I would do is I would think I'd see what I felt, and whatever I felt, I would do the opposite because often that is what would work. So if I were to feel like this is a buy, then I would sell. But I don't know how confident I am on that. 159. Let's take one more look and then we're gonna jump in and just make a trade and we'll see how it goes. 162. All the way down to 160. No, 159. For the rest of the day. Alright, we're gonna buy. So buy, take profit one. We'll put at I'm not too confident on this, but this is why we're practicing. I'll put it at 160. I'm saying it now, I kind of feel like it's gonna go the other way, but we're just gonna try this out. So 160, 70 is the first take profit. Stop loss we will put at, where do I want to put my stop loss? We'll put stop loss at 1, we'll put a stop loss at 150, do 157, and then we'll take profit number 2 at 11. See, it was already at 160 today. Sorry, in the morning it was actually at 163. Alright, so we put our second stop profit at 1. Played a bit safe. We do 162.5. Okay, and then our time window we'll do until 2 o'clock. So time window until 2. Alright, so that's trade number 1. We'll see how this goes. Let's see what else is open. Another thing, guys, I suggest doing with demo and real trading once you got real capital is to trade with the same stocks so you get kind of a hang of it, a hang of it. All right, gold. Gold at 9 a.m. this morning was 9 a.m. was at 4178. 4178. Okay. And then at 12. And 12 is at 4169 163 69. Okay, so trade 2, we're going to ideally, and this is again, we ought to take, that's why we take notes of everything, right? The time and everything. So to trade in Central European time on these, I would have preferred to have got on here before 12, right? Because we see in the morning, we've got all this nice action here. And right here, we could have made a real nice amount of profit. And this is just to know you to gain knowledge and data, right? To know that if I would have come an hour earlier, there was a big profit potential here. Okay, so 180, 170, come all the way down to 142. 142. Big dip. All right, we're gonna buy. We're gonna buy here, guys. So we're doing a buy. At 147, 417, 4147, and we'll take profit at 153, so 4153, and stop loss we'll put at, we put stop loss at 141, so 4141. Second take profit we'll do 157, so 157. No way, did it just break it already? Do you see this, guys? Like, I don't know how else to say it, but look, we're live right now. We're on TradingView open market. I just told you guys the move, but let's not get too confident yet. But so keep composed. Yeah, anyway, so did it already peak up to whatever? Close. So we're close to the first take profit. And again, this is practice, this is important, but you know, there's a balance between greed and confidence, knowing that with our stop loss, right, that you know, we could take profit all the way up here. But it's about being calculated and we're gathering data for now. So it's now 12:52. I'm also going to just give this until 14 o'clock. So time window for gold will do the same. Time window 14 o'clock. Okay, so just gonna keep gold here, open up Adidas, and then we're gonna open up another trade. Also, again, I want to practice simulating what I would actually do once I have capital in this account, right? And I think making 3 trades is pretty good, you know. I think it's a nice, like, you know, it means if you lose money on one and you make money on two, we should be looking at profit. And 3 is like not too many, not too little. So, yeah. Adidas. Oh, that's not the right thing. Yeah, another thing is too, man, like, I don't know how to say it, but like, I I was trading with profit like 6, 7 years ago, so I have experience in trading, and I am rusty now, which is why I'm practicing again. But I do feel like there's a point of like, simulating 10 trades now just to be like, I could have made money. I don't know how much sense that makes. And I like the idea of day for day, keeping the discipline to show up and just day for day trying out new things and whatnot. Um, just because I say in Central European time, there's now certain things that are open, and that's just cool to take a look at. So, was the first trade Adidas? Was it buy? Yeah, I didn't write it, my bad. Okay, so, hmm, okay, now we are going to make one more trade. I'm gonna open NASDAQ. Oh, can I? Okay, fuck it. Whoa. Alright, so this is just wanna make sure I'm not, yeah, UX NASDAQ index. Alright, it's in 1 minute, okay. Alright, let's take a look at this. So yesterday, oh, I understand, okay. So 4 o'clock, 25, 25, 25, 25. No, no. The 13th, 25, 152, 25, 030, 24, 978. Yeah, I think because of the time difference, yeah, it was for some reason still on the 13th. So this doesn't make much sense to trade right now. I'm just realizing. So we'll come back to this actually once the American market is gonna open. What is that? Okay. Yeah, let's do the German one then. Yeah, this is better. So German stock index. So 24,256. 24,210. 24,050. 23,829. 23,832. Okay. 9 a.m. 242. Okay, and right now we're sitting at 23670. When was it last this low, bro? Let's quickly change this in 5 days. Okay, so the last time we was this low was on the 10th of November. It was even lower. And then before that, pretty high. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, now this might sound ridiculous, but again, this is real tactics I've been profitable with in the past. And hear me out, and this is something I think every trader has to learn to do, is to come up with your own methods and ways of viewing the market. I'm not a big fan of all these different candlestick analysis and to each their own, but I've come across so many people online that claim certain things, and it's just not something you can apply and repeat with certainty. So I'm gonna say things being completely open, and people can say what they want. Maybe people will agree, maybe not. But stocks, as we know, go up and down, up and down, up and down, right? And my point on that is it's very rare to see a stock just go up without going down. I mean, it doesn't happen. And at the same time, you don't see a stock going down without it going up. So the point is there's a pattern there, up, down, up, down. Simultaneously, when you look at the percentage on how if a stock is down in percent or up in percent. So I used to do this in the past. I would literally open the trading app, and if I saw a stock and it was minus 2.8%, I would buy. And basically what you're doing is you're literally just you make the opposite move of what the market has been sitting at. So if it's a minus percentage red, you buy, and if it's in a buy percentage, you sell. Now, like any tactic, it's nothing is soundproof, but it worked well for me in the past. And again, it's like you look at this chart now, right? It's going up, down, up, down, up, down. And trading is about patterns. So if I look at this now, it's not impossible for it to go down, right? But I think it's going to go up. So we're going to do that. And again, when you're trading, right, all of it is, it's no matter how crazy your charts and statistics are, it's still all a guessing game. Nobody can 100% predict the market. That's why people can say what they want about my opinion on that, but you can't really argue against it because nobody has a soundproof way to trade. But anyway, and my point on this that I want to make too is this is why the most important thing through trading is to manage your losses, right? So with that being said, if you're going to make a trade and it's going to be wrong, you just want to make sure that your stop loss is in place. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. And then you make other trades and you get wins on that and it equals out. So anyway, just going to quickly take note. It's at 2366, 23631, and we're going to buy. Okay, get the 9 a.m. price. the 12 price. And like I say, I'll make my final decision how long we'll keep this open for. So let's just zoom back in, change it back to 1 minute on the day. Okay, whatever. So we're buying now, and I'm not gonna lie. No, we're gonna buy. We're gonna buy. Again, it could always be wrong, but we're gonna buy. And just to state it out too, right, is what I'm doing is by taking all this data on different stocks means that if I'm making, for example, profits and wins on my other trades, but I don't do so well on this, then I know what my weakness is. So then I would practice more on this, for example. Damn, this is really volatile. I just went up to 239. Okay, so we will take first profit at, let's take first profit, let's be safe, let's do it at 668. So first take profit one at 669. Okay, 23669. We'll do a stop loss at we'll do a stop loss at 2, 3. Let me see here. We'll do a stop loss at 23614, and then we'll do take profit 2 at, let's do take profit 2 at 23715. And time window, we'll do now 1. We'll do 2 o'clock. We'll do all of them time window until 2. We'll see what we get. And again, this is what I'm saying too, right? Like, since we're collecting data to how we want to trade, once we have the account live with capital in it, we want to have data for what we're going to do once we put the capital in. So if I want to trade Central European time between 12 and 2, that's the data that I want to collect. So that's what we're going to do. That would be perfect for me, you know, if I can get up, do everything I gotta do in the morning, and then trade from say 11:30 and have my trades close at 2, and win or lose, and then done for the day. Yeah, I think trading, just like anything that you do, it should be fun, you know? Like, I'm speaking for myself, you know, but I want to work towards doing things in life that pay me, that I genuinely enjoy. And yeah, with trading, you know, it's important to not have negative emotions. And I think it's okay if you want to aspire to just make your living off of trading. You know, if you're good enough to do that, I think more power to you. Yeah, but I'm just saying that that's not quite my mindset. I would like to do trading to have more financial stability, and I still want to live and enjoy my life and work towards other things. So having this time window to make money, we're at 253, would be good. So yeah, we're gonna be live for another 50 minutes or so. And while we kind of just wait and check on the trades every few minutes, and again, I'm speaking my mind because once I show you guys profits and people ask, I want to have little evidence and stuff I can show people too and be like, this is exactly how my mind works when trading, right? So another thing that I used to do when I was profitable, I would do what I've just shown you guys is I would open 3 trades, for example, and now in this this Adidas trade, right? So the Adidas trade is closing in on my stop loss a bit, right? Meaning that if it hits my stop loss at 157, I would lose this trade, it would close, and I would lose some money, and that trade would be closed. So what I would often do is I would take a look and know where I jumped in on the trade, and I'd look at my profit and loss, and then I'd make a decision to already close the trade so I take even less of a loss and just leave it. That's one option. Another is to adjust the stop loss lower, giving myself a chance to still get profit off this trade, but it comes with the risk that if it doesn't go the other direction, I would then lose more money on that trade. So in that sense, true, there's another thing that I used to do which would help. So there's that. What you can also do is if I think that the decision to buy this was wrong, and I think that over the next hour it's still going to go down, I could now open another trade and sell, meaning that if I open a trade on this and sell, and over the next hour it does continue to go down, it means that even though I would have lost money on the original first trade I made, that the second trade would make up for profit and loss by gaining from it and from seeing that the trade wasn't going how I originally thought it was. And that is a way that I actually made a lot of money in the past, and I would often just open a trade and wait about 30 minutes, and if it was going one direction, I'd close it, open it up, and it would go the other direction, and I'd make my profit and actually make profit, not like just manage a loss. And yeah, on that page too, I look, see it's going back up again now a bit. Is that again, if you're willing to have the trade open longer, that it depends, and this is why I say you don't want to have emotion. It's just about pure strategy and what you're willing to lose and how much time you're willing to put. So what you can also do is I can also just say, okay, fuck it. Excuse my language. You can say, fuck it. I might not make money on this trade today, but if I keep the trade open and manage my stop loss and etc., will I get my profit back in a few days? Again, I'm just being completely honest. So that's something that happened a lot too. If my trade didn't go to plan in the first few hours of the day, I've left trades open for weeks that went that way. And then a weeks later or a week later, however long, it would then be €300 profit. And that's another way. So I think again, when trading, it's important. Like the managing your loss is almost more important than maybe not quite saying that right, but my point is right. If you can manage your losses well, it means that all the profit you make will start to outweigh the losses you take. And sorry, I just lost my train of thought. I was thinking about what I wanted to say. Yeah, whatever. I was just making the point that you want to use stop losses. Um, oh yeah, I know what I want to say. So yeah, this is what I'm saying is that a lot of people will panic as they start to see losing money, right? So some people will see minus 80 euros and they'll be like, oh no, I'm going to lose it. And then they close the trade and then you have definitely lost that 80 euros. So my point is to avoid losing. And this is why I say it depends on how stingy you are about that 80 euros in the trade. If you're like, I really don't want to lose this 80 euros, then you can keep the trade open and it might take a week, it might take 2 weeks, but 2 weeks from now, it will be back up. Um, I must say though, like this goes though for if you're making a sell. Yeah, if you get in the trade here and you make a sell, no, sorry, there's a buy. If you get in the trade and you make a buy and it goes down, then the waiting game works because it will come back up at some point and then you can take profit. This doesn't work so well with a sell because let's say you get in here and you want to sell, but it goes up and you want to play the waiting game, it might not come back down here ever. So it only works when you're doing the buy, basically. Which again, it makes sense because if you think about long-term investments, that's how you do it, right? You buy the stock, and even if the stock goes down for a week or a month, you don't panic because you know you're in it for the long game. So this is why I'm, trying to tell you guys, it's like if you can manage just not losing your money, it's almost impossible to not be profitable. If you can have your 100 euros minus and let it sit there, the profit will come eventually. You just gotta have patience. And I know I'm not physically putting my money where my mouth is right now. I'm hoping super soon, all right, to have some money in this account, and then we will be. But what I will also try to do, if I can somehow, is to get access to my old trading account or just find all the screenshots I took back then and show you guys proof of what I'm saying that I was profitable. But I am doing this for me, and once my actions start to speak louder than my words, I know people will be interested and I will happily share the game for free. Okay, so you will see. How are they going? Gold is now at 122. So gold, oh, I might have hit my stop loss. Yeah, stop loss 141. Okay, guys, so my gold trade, I would have lost money today because my stop loss is at 141 and it's now down to 122. Again, if I would have had more of an eye on this, I could have adjusted my stop loss and we could have played the longer game. But again, learning, the taking L's, and you know, figuring out I may not know as much as I want to believe. So this is what we're gonna do when I lose a trade within the time frame I set. Is basically I have everything written down. So what we can do is I can put the time window, right? We'll change the time window, or we'll update the time window and put 24 to 48 hours. So basically, we'll see how this trade would have gone if I would have managed my stop loss differently. Um, yeah, I was going to say what we could also do is now, well, I guess we could apply my tactic that I was talking about where if it goes the other way, you sell. Let's do it. Let's just see how it goes to again just test out some of the theories I say. So in this gold trade today, It didn't go how I wanted, and it is down to 119 now. So now what we're going to do, we're going to jump on the bandwagon and we're going to sell. So we got trade at 4118, 4118. We're going to sell, and we'll put the stop loss at 4132, 4132. Put the take profit, first take profit, we'll put at take profit, we'll put at 441. Let's do 4110, and we'll do second take profit at 4105. Now, in this situation, I'm trying to think if this was an open trade with money, what I would do here, and I could be wrong, but what I would like to do is I would prefer to have managed my stop loss and stayed in the trade longer and wait for it to go past my initial buy-in and basically manage my loss or take whatever profit would be possible. I don't really like the idea of selling right here. I don't like that, but I just want to test out both theories and see which one would have played out better. Again, we're just simulating different techniques and stuff. But yeah, so I'm gonna say for myself, and what you guys can take from this is if you're in Europe or if you want to trade in Central European time, best to be on TradingView, be on your trading app, and start buying and selling before 11:30. At least be on the app by 11:30. Getting in at 1 p.m. is already a bit of a zone I'm not a big fan of, so that's one thing to take note of. And everything else we'll have to kind of see how it plays out. Let's take a look at the other trades now. Yeah, Adidas is just kind of sitting around 158, so no profit or loss there right now. And the German stock index, what are we at? 2638. Okay, this is. Yeah, guys, like I said, I want to build a community here, and whether you're watching live or you watch this uh, after it's live, I would love to build a community and hear criticism, what you guys think I could have done better. What are your guys' techniques? Did you trade today? And if you did you make some money? Did you make a loss? Yeah, let's just help each other. How much longer? Okay, about half an hour or so until my time window, and then we'll see what everything is at. And in the meantime, I just want to do some other basic research. So we're gonna see what stocks are open from 9 a.m. Central European Time. Also, this would interest me, guys. I'm just learning this because I usually trade when the American markets are open. So, as we see on TradingView, like some of the German companies are like live now, which is interesting. Yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. But, then I'm just wondering because like if German markets are open now, like German stocks, does that mean that like French stocks are open now too? Let's see. And since the main markets are closed tomorrow on the weekend, we will still trade with, gold and cryptocurrencies, stuff like that. Since I got time to kill and I don't want to just like go off and come back on, I might hop to the kitchen in a moment to whip me up some eggs. But I'll come like back and come in and out. Yeah, true. So let's take a look at like a French company like Hermes. I assume is owned by the French. That can't be it. It's Thailand. It looks open though. Korea. Pick up what you want. Bullshit. Ooh. Damn. Yeah, guys, also let me know what ideas you might have because I want to really branch out with this. So, one thing I wanted to mention when I was opening trades on the German market is, we can trade how we just have, and then there's obviously gathering data on certain markets, certain stocks, and then making a buy or a sell based on that information. And I don't love trading like that. I think it really depends on what it is because it really just depends. If there's big news coming out, it makes sense. But a lot of stocks are in the news every day and you can't really predict how it's going to go off like basic news that maybe not everybody's even come across yet. But anyway, here we go. 2-1, not 2-9, 2-1. Yeah, so this is open as well. It says market's open. So it seems to be that stocks in Europe are open in European times, which I wasn't really sure of. What is this chart? The fuck is this? Okay, well, it kind of answers my question. Alright, guys, I'm gonna be on and off screen for a moment as I go and start preparing my eggs in the kitchen. So yeah, there's not gonna be much important that I'm gonna be showing in this video from now on. So see you guys tomorrow for just take note quickly. So Monday to Friday we do 11:30 to 1400 with a view of 9 a.m. in view. And then on Saturday to Sunday, I don't have a time yet, but we start kind of early as well. We'll do it roughly the same time. We'll do 11 to 15 o'clock, and we'll be doing crypto, gold, silver. See what else we can do. I'm talking about stuff. Ignore that. Get out! Oh, nice. The German market's gone up a bit. 672. Oh, wait. Nice. So we just hit the first take profit on the German stock. So now what? 13.35 and the price is 673, 67, 673. So look guys, German stock index, alright. We put our take profit, the first one at 23669, and it just hit now 23673, and our next take profit is at 23715. So again, this is where I really like the idea of doing 3 trades, because so far this one is going good. We would have taken profit and still have another. Did it just hit it? 7 4 2 7 oh 6 7 4. No, not yet. But yeah, we just hit it, and that's good. Just while I quickly. Yeah, I didn't think Adidas was going to change much. And gold, true, we already lost gold, but we're keeping an eye on that. So we've got one lost trade, one winning trade with more profit to come. See you guys in a minute. Guys, I unfortunately have to log off super quick, so I will have to cover these wins and losses trades tomorrow. Take care.